What's up everybody and welcome back to an Idiot's Road to Glory episode number 35, where as you can see we are starting off on our squad screen with the Aubameyang that I didn't particularly like that I used, the low one that we got. And as you can see down on the bench, the Josh King that we also then brought in to do some FUT Champs games with. As we seen in the last episode, once the loan for Aubameyang ran out, and even down on the bench I've been an absolute terrible person. I mean, they shouldn't be allowed in FUT Champs, but they are, and other people used them against me, and they cost a couple of thousand coins to get, so I got myself Lone Player of the Month, Royce for 20 games, and Lone Player of the Month, Hazard for 20 games, as you can see. I've used a few of the Hazard ones up, subbing them on a cam in the 70th minute, so I personally don't think that that should be allowed in FUT Champs, but it is, and if you can't beat them, join them. So I didn't realise that they were so cheap. I didn't realise like everyone was subbing them on against me. It's because they cost literally nothing. So I went and got the Hazard. I think you have to trade in like an 80 rated squad. It's proper stupid. Anyway, that is not what today's video is going to be about. It's going to be about our new marquee signing, the marquee Premier League striker. But first, we're going to do comment of the day, which comes from Gautam Tellis, who said, Andy, now that you've got Rabiot, are you still aiming for Gattuso, or will I get a cam or striker icon? So, this is a very good question. And to be honest with you, mate, I'm not sure we'll get any of them. So, if we jump out, you can see I've got 130,000 coins. We've made a ridiculous amount of coins after buying the striker, that you guys are going to see in a little bit. I'll show you guys once we play a couple of games with the new striker and test out. We've got some gameplay of that. Then we'll jump back and I'll show you guys how many coins I had and how many coins we then had, and we'll come back into a little bit of footage and I'll show you guys what I managed to do. And then finally, we'll finish off the FUT Champs and I'll show you guys where we finished for this week. But first of all, to do comment of the day, if we go to, for example, Gattuso, who was the one that we wanted to buy. We wanted to buy the 85 one for 450k. He now costs over 600,000 coins. And this is the same for every single icon. It's actually really annoying. If we go to the Icons League, the cheapest one you can get is about 600,000 coins. There you go, there's 3 of them. And what's most ridiculous about it is multiple versions of the same person cost the same amount of coins, because the only reason it's 600k is because of the new stupid Icon SBC. And I say stupid, it's a good SBC, it's worth doing. If you've got the spare amount of coins. I think it costs about 900,000 coins to do it, and you get an icon that's worth like 1.2, 1.3 mil, plus a crap load of packs as well. So it's not bad, but it's the fact that you have to trade in an icon. It can be any icon, and as such, it's made all of the icons be worth about 600,000 coins. So for example, the goalkeeper ones, they used to be worth, the baby ones, about 250k, and then maybe the middle ones would be like 400 and the prize would be 600. Now all of them are just 600k. Like, look, there's baby Van der Sar. Cheapest one is 600k. Middle Van der Sar, 600k. Prime Van der Sar is 600k. Layman, 90 Layman, 600k. 85 Layman, 600k. 89 Yashin, 600k. It's literally stupid. Like, every single version of every goalkeeper that is an icon in this game is worth 600,000 coins. Like, obviously stupid people are listing them up for prices that they aren't going to sell for. Like this Layman for 770. But he's 600k. 88 Layman, 600k, 91, 89. It's the same card. Look, there's the 85 Layman and he's still 600k. It's properly stupid. They need to bring out a baby icon SBC or change the way that they do the icon SBCs, because these cards aren't worth 600,000 coins. Like, people aren't paying 600,000 coins for a baby Layman to actually use him. He's only 600,000 coins to get discarded, basically, which is stupid. He was 200,000 coins a couple of weeks ago. It's actually ridiculous, and it's the same for every single other card. Other than the elite, like, proper top tier ones that were already worth like 1 million. They're just all worth, like, Butcher Grainer's obviously, he's always been worth like over 1 mil. And Gerrard and Seedorf and Vieira and Cruyff and people like that. But you look at people like Ryan Giggs and baby Roy Keane used to be like 400,000 coins. Now he's 600k, which is the same price as his middle one. Gianfranco Zola. There's so many, it's proper stupid. You literally just can't buy baby icons for the price that baby icons are actually worth, because everyone's just discarding them or trading them in for SBC. So unfortunately, I don't know if we'll actually be getting one of them for a while. But I suppose, first of all, before we do that, I should show you who I signed. So let's get the poll results up, because we have an absolutely ridiculous 58% of the 9,200 votes. The vote was for Aubameyang. But A, I couldn't afford them, and B, as you can see, I really didn't like them. So I'm sorry guys, we definitely aren't going to be doing that. I did it with the logic of, we're going to try Aubameyang and see while I was waiting for you guys to vote. And you all voted for Aubameyang, and I really, really, really didn't like him. So then, the next option was Aguero, who got 21% of the votes. But because I bought a crap load of them UCL blue cards, as you can see them all here, I couldn't actually afford them. So the next option was play Firmino striker and get a new cam. But there wasn't really any cams I was fancying. So in dead last place, I went and bought myself, totally disagreeing with you guys, Harry Kane. So I don't really know why we did the poll, because I did literally the opposite thing in totally the wrong order that you guys told me to do it. But I am so glad that I did, because he's absolutely sick. He's so good. 147k he cost me. You can see his record's a little bit messed up there, but I'm going to show you guys a picture from when I finished my FUT Champs games. Here, 8 games, 9 goals, 3 assists, and as you guys, I don't know if I actually left it in the recording, there was one game where we went into the game and the other guy disconnected in the first minute. So he's played 7 games of FUT Champs, scored 9 goals, and got 3 assists. He's absolutely awesome. 100% would recommend. You just press shoot and it just goes in. It's actually ridiculous. He's so good. In fact, let's just jump straight up, hit that play button, Andy, and let's jump straight in to some gameplay with Harry Kane, and we can see how he's going to get on. We came up first against this absolute lunatic who's starting with 2 bronzes up front to sub out. People who do this, honest to God, guys, don't. It doesn't work. Like, the players you're subbing on have got 6 chemistry. You may as well just put them in your squad off chem, or just build a different team. It's such a terrible idea to pause the game and sub on a player at the very start. Unless you're playing FUT Draft, because then you haven't really got much choice if you want to get the player that you want in. But like I said, he paused the game. The ball eventually went out to play in the 15th minute, and he brought on, I believe, Player of the Month loan Hazard, as you can see there, as he's dribbling into the box with him. And he brought on a Memphis Depay as well. If he'd have put Hazard as a right forward in that squad, I think he would have got 7 or 8 chem with a manager and loyalty. But he subbed him on and given him 6 instead. I don't know. People are silly. So don't do that. Definitely don't do that. But this guy was alright at FIFA, to be honest with you. And this is our first game with big Harry Kane up front. We were doing right. Working some nice chances down the wings, as you can see. Mane cuts it back, gives it off to Alexandro, whips it in, and Salah goes for the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have been surprised if that went in on FIFA 19, but I wasn't optimistic that it was going to. However, we do end up scoring quite a few. I suppose we don't score any mental goals, but we play quite well. We get quite a few goals. Harry Kane gets himself on the score sheet, as you guys have already seen. And Firmino is obviously going to score as well, because it's Roberto Firmino and he's absolutely ridiculous. If you time a finesse shot, it's going in the back of the net. He is insane on this game. Even at cam, he's still bagging us goals. I mean, that wasn't really an open play to be saying he's at cam. We've just had a corner, popped the ball into him on the edge of the box, and he spun round and banged it top bins. But he was and is still very good, even playing centre attacking mid. He doesn't maybe quite feel as lethal. Like Harry Kane is absolutely lethal. Look at the state of that. I've literally just given him the ball and thought, you know what, I'm just going to shoot, and it's just gone in the back of the net. That was his first goal, 40 minutes into his career at our club. He's got himself his first goal, and he's doing some one-armed press-ups. What an absolute legend. So that was half-time in our first game of Harry, and I was like, do you know what, we're doing pretty good. I feel like this was about 8 games in of FUT Champs, and we were about 7-1 or something like that, if I remember correctly. We were doing pretty decent. We were dominating possession mostly, creating some chances, reasonably easy on the even on the chances. Like, people are going to counter-attack you even when you're controlling the game. There's nothing too much you can do. And as you can see there, I then switched to my 5 at the back tactic after getting destroyed by it earlier. My only loss was against someone who was 5 at the back, and I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm going to do it myself. But it didn't quite work out, and it actually ended up putting us under more pressure than we needed to be. As you can see, we go 2-1 in the 70th minute, and then in the 85th, we got millions of players there, but we just can't get the tackle in and get the ball off him. I'm diving in. I've given away a penalty in the 86th minute. And you guys can guess what's going to happen. Obviously, he's going to score it, and we're going to go to extra time. Suppose I was lucky that it didn't send off my Alexandra, because I was the one that pressed the button. But Fred steps up, who is somehow absolutely ridiculous on this game, tucks it away in the bottom corner very nicely, and makes it 2-2 in the 87th minute. Very frustrating. What I learned from this is it's not always a good idea to switch to 5 at the back. Like, if you get absolutely battered playing your normal formation, then yeah, switch to 5 at the back and try and shore it up. But I was like dominating this guy, and I was playing really well, and when you can see my possession dropped loads there, and it just wasn't working at all. So I ended up switching back to, switching to 4-1-2-1-2, the second variation I got, King, Paulinho and Lucas have come on, and we started playing better again. So I was beating this guy quite comfortably with my normal formation. I shouldn't have changed, is basically what I'm getting at. If you aren't comfortably winning, then yeah, change your formation. But if you are, if it's not broke, don't fix it, basically. Luckily for me, poor clearance from him. I give it to player of the month, Lucas, and he's not missing from there. 95th minute, like 5 minutes in, 2 extra time, we managed to bag the goal with our substitute Cam, and that was a very, very tidy finish. This was before I did the player of the month Hazard on, because I started subbing him on a Cam instead of Lucas, but either of them are finishing that. He makes it 3-2. Do we score again? 112th minute? I thought we just won 3-2, but I edited this about an hour ago, so I've kind of forgotten what's going on. Paulinho, what's he doing? He's pinging the ball up to King. Like I said, we then started dominating the game again. We got a little bit lucky there. I did tell him to pass it. Took too long. Okay, yeah, we slot through Lucas, and then dink. There we go. 4-2. Signed, sealed, delivered. 10 minutes, 14 minutes, whatever you want to say. 10 minutes later than the last one. 14 minutes into extra time. We've made it 4-2, and going back to our actual proper formations, 4-2-3-1 and 4-1-2-1-2 the second. Yeah, we won the game. There you go. 8 wins. So we're 8-1 at this point, which is pretty bloody decent. And as you can see, I've only got 68,000 coins as well. So we'll come on to that, like I said. We'll jump back to live, and I'll talk you guys through that a little bit. First of all, just to show you guys, played 9 games, won 8 of them, off to an absolute flyer in this week's FUT Champs, which is very, very nice. Like I said, the only game I lost is to 5 at the back, and we were kind of all over him. I just couldn't get it to go in the back of the net, and he caught me on a couple of counters, but you got to take them, you got to learn. I need to practice, I don't know, passing the ball around the front of his box and creating space, and one thing that's really, really effective is holding the 2 triggers and shuffle them backwards and then trying to play a through ball around his defence and stuff like that. But it wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. We're going to just jump into another game, and we're going to come up against a 5 at the back. So have we learned? Again, this is... So, like I've just said in the last one, if you're going to sub players on, fair enough. Like that Rashford, make him a left forward and he'll get like 7 or 8 chem. But don't make him a left wing. He's probably got 2. And what's he doing with Dembele? I don't know. I don't know. Some people are just absolutely bizarre, but... He did manage to score in the 9th minute with a nice little cut back from Seri, and that 2-chem Rashford tucks it in the bottom corner, left wing playing at striker. It is what it is. To be honest with you, when I went 1-0 down, I was a little bit nervous, and we actually ended up half time 1-0 down as well, that I wasn't going to be able to break this guy down, because I really do struggle against 5 at the back. I'm not going to lie to you guys. When he went a goal ahead, I was like, well, I don't really know what we're going to do, to be honest. If you can see it's a pretty even game. We've switched to the 4-1-2-1-2 second to get more people up front to try and create more chances. And after half time, I mean, we were trying to create them. Perfectly timed a finesse shot with Harry Kane. That was probably going top bins, but it didn't. It got blocked. We play out to Salah. Little scoop turn. Nice little cut inside with the new fake shot. He stops. He tries to put it across to Rabiot. He's just kind of fallen over to him, and I didn't time the finesse properly, and it's trickled wide past the post in the 53rd minute. But luckily, we managed to win a massive header here with Benatia. Bit of poor play from this guy with Kovacic, allows Mane to steal the ball, and we're straight on the counter-attack. We've through-balled the new man, Harry Kane. He's tried to bait me with the goalie. Kane doesn't care. He scooped it right over him, and he is scoring that 99 times out of 100 because his finishing is ludicrous. And in his second game, he gets his second goal. Very, very nice. Making it 1-1. Thank you very much, Harry Kane. Like, honest to God, I know you guys totally disagreed with me, and I just did the total opposite of what you guys voted for. But maybe that just speaks a little bit about what people think on FIFA. Like, I'm assuming all 10,000 you guys that voted on that poll, all the ones that voted for Aubameyang, a lot of you won't have actually used them and are just basing it on previous FIFAs and stuff like that. Whereas this FIFA's a lot different. And in previous FIFAs, Harry Kane would have been terrible, but in this one, he's absolutely sick, as we unfortunately conceded a bit of a kick-off goal. Again, poor defending from me there, to be honest with you. All he's scoring is these cutbacks. That's the only chances he was going for. And in that one, we didn't manage to block it off. But yeah, this FIFA's different, man. Harry Kane is absolutely insane. I would 100% recommend him to you guys. I'm assuming most of you haven't tried. Watch this goal. This is super jammy. We get really jammy with that and the cross. But then the volley, left foot, he just finishes everything. Like, as soon as that came to Kane in the middle, I knew that was a goal. He's absolutely ridiculous. Like, 100% would recommend picking him up and getting him. I've got a marksman on him, which gives him boosts to his shooting, dribbling, and physical. So it gives him like 88 jumper, 89 stamina, 89 strength. As you can see, we did actually start to break this guy down. We've had quite a lot of shots. He's had a fair few as well. We've had a few more on target than him. But again, unfortunately, went to extra time, me struggling to play against 5 at the back. Kane with the nice little link-up play here, passing it off to him, gives it into King. King out to Mounier. Mounier sees the run of Paulinho, and Paulinho, on as a sub, first time finish, top bins. The guy's actually sick. Like, I would 100% recommend Paulinho as well. I swear he only costs about 5k now. It's proper stupid. He's 85 rated and he's absolutely insane. But yeah, Kane's shooting stats are maxed out. Like, he's got 98 positioning, 99 finishing, 90 odd shot power, and 95 long shot. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. He's got good head accuracy as well. He's 6'2". He's got good strength. He's got good jumping. He just finishes absolutely everything. Like, I would 100% recommend it to you guys. As you can see, we ended up battering this guy. I kind of started to learn how to play against 5 at the back, but still struggling a little bit. And that is something I still do need to work on. And just being, it's hard because my buttons don't work as we jump back to live, and you can see them changes to Harry Kane. Like, it's hard to react quickly and like shuffle backwards, play a quick pass and stuff when you've just got buttons there and you can barely actually play a first time pass. But when the servers or my internet or whatever it is work properly together, I'm getting better. And I'm getting better at breaking down 5 at the back, but there's still quite a lot of things that I do need to work on. However, my coin making, that is pretty stellar. As you can see, we paid 150k to Kane. We ended up with like 60 odd, as you've seen before, and we've now got 130. So if we jump into the next little clip, you can see we've got 71,000 coins, and we're checking the price of a silver Watford right back, and he's worth absolute ridiculous amounts. Now, you guys might remember this video, and if you didn't watch it, I would recommend you go back and take a look at it. It was called Long-Term Investing. We picked this guy up for 750 coins, and I'm about to list him on the market, and he sells for 9,500. That is absolutely ridiculous, and this is all from my video the other day where I went through and picked up all of these silver guys from the Prem for absolutely nothing, basically, and we're selling them on for stupid amounts. There was other, I was checking for more Wolves players, but it was actually because it's the Halloween SBC, it's the werewolf one, the Wolves. The centre back is from Wolves, the right back strong link. People are paying stupid amounts of coins for him. This guy, unfortunately, wasn't worth quite as much, although he still is worth a ridiculous amount. You can see that guy sold for 9.5k, and we sold some of the centre defensive mids for like over 3. We've got Jenkinson and the other guy up for 9.5 as well, but I don't think the other guy doesn't eventually sell. We're just going to skip through and show you guys the crazy stuff we are selling from our clubs. There's Gunnarsson for 2.4, a couple of goalies. Jenkinson sold for 9.5k as well because people are absolute idiots. And unfortunately, that Richards guy doesn't sell for 9.5k. I think we end up selling them on for about 3 or 4 or something like that. But even still, people are stupid, man. It's actually ridiculous how thick people are. Like, he's the only one left out of all the original ones that are listed. Struggling to get them all listed because of my trade pile. Christ, need to bring out an SBC for the 83 rated cards to go up in price. But yeah, he was the only one left. I actually then went into a bit of sniping and picked one of them up for 2,300. And at this point, I'd checked what he was actually worth. And we go and list this one up for, I believe, 4,300 and make like 2k coins on it, and then we wait for the other one to expire and we're going to list that up for 4,300 as well. But basically, if we jump back to live and we go and show you guys the SBC it's for, people are stupid, man. You don't actually need, it's this one, Full Moon Rising, you don't actually need the players to do it. Like, I can basically do it myself without using any of the links. You don't need a Wolves player just leaving there. The only thing I need to buy is this dude, and in fact, why don't we just do it while we're here? People have kind of price fixed these ones as well because perfect link silver players work for doing it instead of ones that actually link to the cards that are in there. What are we going to say? We're going to say 1,000 coins. 1,000 coins to do this SBC isn't too bad. Everyone else was just in my club anyway. Like, there's them Scottish ones we picked up because you're talking about the Scottish League. A couple of random dudes I've packed, a couple of Spanish dudes, random ones that I've packed. And we can trade that in and get ourselves a pack. Like, you don't need to spend 10,000 coins on a Wolves right back, but people are thick and they did. So I just sold all of the ones on that I picked up. Now we've got like 130k. So shout out to everyone else for being absolutely stupid and not understanding how SBCs work. But we're going to open this one. We've actually got pre-order packs as well. So we'll do them. And then we're going to find out how I finished my foot chips. So, how are we getting on? Absolutely crap. Okay, maybe though. It was the Electrum players. So I think that gives you silvers as well. Maybe we've got some stupidly priced silver ones. He's worth about 1,000. And maybe he's worth like 900 or something like that as well. And then this dude is worth nothing. We'll just keep them in our club because when SBCs come out, they're worth absolutely ridiculous amounts. So yeah, not too bad. In fact, I've got another 7 minutes of footage that I've edited down. I think I'm going to leave that for tomorrow's episode because otherwise we're going on for over half an hour. We'll just open our premium gold packs. You guys can find out tomorrow how I finished off in FUT Champs if you haven't already seen it on my Twitter. We'll open our pre-order packs and we will call the episode there. I still remember when we got Mane from one of these. That unfortunately isn't Mane. There's some random 78 rated Argentinian dude, and there's not really too much else in here. To be honest, I just want some squad fitnesses. I was paying like I was paying 1,000 coins for squad fitnesses yesterday. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. What have we got in the final pack? Is it going to be a big walkout? Are we going to top Mane? No. Are we even going to get a port? Oh, we are. Okay. What are we saying? French goalkeeper. Meh. Mandanda. He's worth about 800 coins. Magical. Okay. That's where we're going to leave this episode. Let me know. Flame me in the comment section about not choosing what you guys actually chose. About totally disagreeing with you. And going for the Kane instead. You guys can have a go at me down there. But I really like it. And I'm glad that I did it. 100% would recommend them, like I said. For now, we'll stick the Mandanda on the trade pile. We'll pray for an 83 rated SBC. And we'll see you guys tomorrow where I'll show you how I finished off my FUT Champs.